Alright, guys, I want to talk about a stock we all know about, a stock that is one of Elon Musk companies. I think this is looking at an insane valuation, insane opportunity. According to technical analysis, it had a big, massive move down. So I want to talk about this company, what I think, what I plan to do, and everything into that. So let's get into the charts here. You can see after hours or overnight, it actually is going down even lower. It went to $210. The market is just absolutely terrible. It is not just Tesla, it is many other stocks too, like Nvidia going down. Nvidia dropped, 5%, but Tesla really took a big hit. Tesla is down 15%. It is hitting my lower Keltner channel on the daily chart. We have lots of EMA 5 time distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is absolutely extremely oversold. Especially when I see that the daily's hitting this lower Keltner channel. When's the last time has Tesla done that? Well, let me see. It's going to take a while. Last time we actually touched the Keltner channel was back in 2024 of January, and it had a beautiful move up. It does not do it often. It tends to hit this upper Keltner channel more because Tesla has been known to squeeze the shorts out. They get very confident, and bam, they get wrecked. But if you look at the monthly chart, you are obviously at the ZMA 15 quite under it, and that's insane. I mean, if you look at this thing was 488, we went literally we lost like, I mean, look at this, guys. We lost 55% of its value in 3 months. Absolutely nuts. And so is this sell-off going to die out? Yes, it is going to die out. Obviously, it sucks if you got in and you're taking this massive drop here. But I try to tell everyone, look at all these time frames. The monthly chart on the EMA 50 is going to be your strongest idea because this is an uptrend idea. Every time price did hit this, you usually have a nice bounce. Price can get a little lower, that's totally fine. But Tesla has been known to get a little lower and then shoot up. Hits this 50, go a little lower, and then shoot up. So we're at that phase where it's getting a little lower, and it looks like it might easily take a nice rally up into the upside. And so that's what I think about it, especially with this daily channel hitting this. You do not see this much. It is absolutely nuts what's happening. So what am I looking for? Short-term target is the EMA 5 from this region here to there. You're looking at a 16% gain. We're sitting at 212 right now, so we're actually lower than this 220. So 212 is way down here we're sitting at, so because of that overnight. So we'll see what happens overnight. Most likely the Qs are down overnight, and that's what's causing this market to dive off a bit. So I mean, we've had this massive down move on the Qs, and then we're still going down overnight. So it is one of those things where it is hard to catch the dip. But if you believe in Tesla long term, I assure you, you are totally fine because the market moves in waves, right? I could show you many, many times. You see, you get near this upper or lower Keltner channel, it bounces. When price gets near this upper Keltner channel, all the bulls are overhyped. But what happens is market reverts to the mean. They're not so hyped anymore. Bears are all so confident right here. They're like, yeah, I'm making so much money, and it's a bunch of baloney. They're not making crap. They're just literally hating on everything, and they're not making any money. They're not shorting it. Most of the time, they're just rooting on the sidelines. They have no idea. Anybody that's shorting this at this lower Keltner channel is just absolutely nuts, and they don't know anything about charts. That I can clearly say without a doubt. And because just based on practice, I've seen this scenario so many times. Why would you short a stock that is extremely oversold and overextended like this? Makes absolutely no sense. We're coming into lots of big demand zones. We're coming into this lower Keltner channel, which is at extreme oversold settings, and we have EMA 5 time distance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have that 5 daily candles of not touching the EMA 5 with a stock that has massive volume. It just doesn't happen often. What you'll see is price comes to this 5, go away from it, back up, go away from it, back up. And this can easily make an uptrend. So you look at the history of the stock of Tesla, we have drastic moves that go down. We go from one extreme to the next. But what happens is over time we go up and up and up. We go massively up, we go massively down. We went from one extreme of the upper Keltner to the lower Keltner, and then I had no doubt that we climb up again. All right, how high can this go? It's hard to say. if we want to look at big demand zones, well, looks like price wants to fill this gap down in here, and we actually are already at it. This gap right in here, you can see from here to here, we have not filled it, and now look what it is doing. Price has went above it. We had two gaps right in here and here. It's not to say gaps have to be filled, but a lot of the times they do tend to fill. We just don't know when, so it's not really a play to play it on. But as you can see, we filled this gap, and now we filled this gap. Coming in. So we'll probably open up near this area, this gap. And so if I'm looking at, is there any other gaps that did not fill? Well, there is one other extreme gap that did not get filled. Who's to say when this is going to get filled? I'm not even going to like even condone this kind of thing, as bears will be like, oh, there's a gap that's going to. Gaps do not have to always get filled. All right. So that's just a bunch of baloney and nonsense. If that was, that is not the truth. That is not the case. I can show you many gaps in SPY that have 10 years of gaps that has not got filled. You don't know the exact time frame. It's just that they tend to happen, and it's something to watch out for. So I think this is a great area. I think this is not a bad area according to a nice short-term bounce. Do I buy options? No, because nothing is guaranteed in the market, and it's hard to predict it. I'd like to look at this stock and be like, hey, I want to buy the shares. And if it don't work out right away, guys, you need to go into covered calls. You need to understand that, it's okay if price goes against you. Look into buying covered calls. Look into doing that. Because if you have 100 shares of Tesla, you can sell one contract. Well, let's just say you have it, right here at a really good average at 222. Well, let's even look at other strikes. Even if you have a really bad average, which probably a lot of people do, who knows? Let's say you have so it's at 222. Let's say you have a 250, 270 average. Well, you can still sell covered calls here at 270 to lower your average. Let's say you have 100 shares. You sell it at 276, and basically what happens is you lower your average by $2.76. Better than nothing, instead of just holding for Tesla to go up. I have a whole video on how to do that in the Discord. Join the Swing Trading Education. Watch how I sell covered calls for beginners. It's very simple. It's very precise. You do not have to just bag hold this thing. You could be making money every week, every 2 weeks, every month, depending on the strike and premium you want to sell it at. And that's what I teach people. When the markets are looking weak, you need to make sure you're making money in three directions. When Tesla goes down, you make money. When Tesla goes sideways, you make money. And when Tesla goes up, you make money. That's the power of covered calls. Another option is, if you have a really big position, the only time I recommend buying options is to buy naked puts on top of your shares. So if you have a really big position on Tesla, you can hedge it with buying puts. That's the only time I really recommend it. It's not really my type of style. I rather just do cover calls. But Tesla is looking at really good. We're coming into a big demand zone. Right in here, you can see on the weekly chart, we have this big demand zone right in here, coming at 212. After hours, we're sitting at 211. So, we had this big V shape show up in October of 2024 and made a massive move from, just from this area to up here, you're looking at 123% gain. And then we pretty much just lost it all. And I think now is the time, you cannot time the market, guys. If you really believe in this company, a lot of bears will be like, well, it's going to go down to 138. And they just keep looking at outrageous supports and demands. Sure, it could do that. Sure, we can look at bigger demand zones and be like, yeah, it could get at 138, it could go to 101. We could go 10 years back and be like, yeah, it could go all the way over to $24. That's the kind of the fear that you see. Ignore it all. That is a bunch of baloney and a bunch of crap. Tesla going all the way down that low. Sure, wait there. You can wait there all you want. It's probably not going to go there, and you're probably not going to make any money because when stocks dip, you have not the ounce of courage to buy anything. And that's my thesis here. I make a lot of money doing these kind of setups, and not everything's going to work just as fine. If the market goes, down a little, that's totally fine. I'm going to look at the bigger picture of QQQ, which is going to control most of Tesla. what has happened is, we've had an uptrend for quite time. This does not look like a crash. This just looks like a correction coming down to the EMA 20 on the monthly. Now, if it goes to the EMA 50, that could be really dangerous, as then we're testing at our last line of support right in here. As you can see, we consolidated here and made a massive move. So my honest thing is, buy the fear. It's okay if it goes against you. Sell cover calls or even buy puts. That's another option. But play it smart. You got to understand is you have a nice company. Tesla's not going anywhere. This is a great area to average down on if you have the money. If and just make sure you're doing cover calls. So I really like this company. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, you guys are more than welcome to join. Click the link down below in YouTube comments below, and in the description it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you want to subscribe, please read how to subscribe. It's super easy to do. It's not going to cost you guys a lot. I know a lot of people are struggling in the market. The market's really hard. It has been going down and down and down and down. No one can predict when a black swan event. Nobody can predict when a recession happens. It's just going to happen. You have to play the moment by moment. When you trade, you take the setups you like, have probabilities in your favor, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to teach you guys all my trading strategies. I have 3 awesome strategies that I do to make money. My day trading strategy makes money when price is up. When we have a bull market or bear market, it doesn't matter. And I have 2 different types of swing trading strategies that you guys are going to love. Hit how to subscribe, click day trade alerts, get access to all of them. For this promotional video, you're going to get access to a lifetime discount, $12 a month. Never go higher. You're going to be grandfathered into future education, past education. And I'm going to release another video for the swing trading education section, which you'll see right in here this week, on things that I've really caught on to on some of the things that I want to update. I'm always changing with the market, okay? If the market reacts some way, I'm going to change with what the market does. So I hope you guys do take advantage of it. If you're not from the US, it might charge you a little extra a month. It might be like 15 or 16 bucks a month. But lock in this deal. Subscribe on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you have an Android, please read how to subscribe. You can either use your phone's browser or use your computer to subscribe because they're having issues. But you guys are going to want to learn this strategy. I love Tesla. I think this is a really good demand area. It's hard to get the most absolute bottom, so it's totally fine if you don't. But do know in the long term, you're presenting a good portfolio where you can do cover calls. Hold this out if you need to, because when this rises, you're going to wish you had it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.